What's up, guys? It's me again, Christian Rodriguez. I'm going to make a bit of a quick video, but this is very useful, right? So, today I'm going to talk about three harsh truths that every man learns when they get into a self improvement journey. They start to better themselves, right? So, I'm going to jump right in. So, the first one is people will take advantage of you if you're weak, right? And this sounds very messed up, but it's extremely true. If you're weak, if you lack skills, for example, right? People won't will take advantage of you. If you lack the knowledge of certain things, people will take advantage of you, right? If you don't understand, for example, if you don't understand how to negotiate, for example, right? And you're going into a business interaction with the other person, the other party who's more experienced, they understand how to they understand the market, they understand, they've had more skin in the game, right? They'll take advantage of you. They'll eat you alive. And it's not because anything is wrong or they're a bad person. It's just the truth of human nature. That's just how it works. That's how it's always worked for as long as we've been around on this earth, and it will continue to work that way. And when I say weak, I also mean when you're how you look physically, right? I know some people will shit on the gym, or some people will say you don't really need the gym to be successful. Yes, in theory, you don't need the gym to be successful, but people do take advantage of you if you're weak. Even if you're rich and you're a skinny guy or you're a fat guy, right? Who's out of shape. What's going to happen is people might challenge you more. People might see, okay, this guy clearly lacks discipline in other avenues of his life, so let me take advantage of that. Or even women, the women that you're dating, right, will maybe see you as a sugar daddy instead of a guy that she actually wants to be with, right? And she might be a gold digger to to the guy because he has money, not because she's actually attracted to him. And if you're weak, right, this can mean also, yes, physically, but also the way your presence, the way you talk, the way you are to people, your presence, right? That's very you can easily just ruin you can easily just be seen as weak, right? And someone that can take advantage of you. That's the harsh reality of human nature. That's the harsh reality of what it's like to deal with people. People are people. I'm not telling you to hate people. I'm telling you this is just a harsh reality of it. So you cannot be weak. What I recommend you do is take the gym seriously, right? Have a capable body, be capable, right? Obviously, be as knowledgeable as possible. Read books, learn about things, take courses, get mentors, pay for mentors. Not just get mentors, pay for mentors, right? At some point, I plan on doing this, but join masterminds. Build a network, right? Because the stronger you are, the more capable you are, the harder it is for people to take advantage of you, and they probably won't see you as a target, right? If you're, I'll use one example. So if you're a criminal, right, and there's two men, there's a guy who looks like he's physically in shape and he's pretty strong, and then there's another guy who looks skinny, weak. He has a weak posture, maybe he has closed off body language, and he doesn't want to be seen. Who do you think the criminal is going to target? Of course, he's going to target the weak looking guy. He's not going to target the strong guy. Even if the strong guy doesn't know how to fight, he doesn't know that. The guy looks like he looks like he might give him a challenge. He looks like he might fight back. So why go for him if you could go for the easier target? And that's naturally what people do. They'll go for the easier target. So you do not be that weak man. And my second point, right? Everyone is in it for their own self interest. Always. Always, everyone is in it for their own self interest. I'll repeat it again for the third time. Everyone is in it for their own self interest. Yes, everyone's in it for their own self interest. People are inherently selfish. We're all selfish. We all do what benefits us, right? So you have to understand that. right? When you're selling something, it's not about you, it's not about your dreams, it's not about your aspirations, it's not about proving other people wrong. It's about your customer. It's about what they want, right? If you clicked on this video, you're watching this because it's in your own self-interest to learn about these 3 points, these three harsh truths that men need to know. It's to your benefit, right? If you buy a freaking coat, right, and you live in Chicago, you bought the coat because it's in for your self-interest to stay warm during the winter time, right? Everything is within your own self-interest, and uh, everyone does things for their own self-interest. Sorry. So everyone, you have to understand that. You have to understand it of human nature. Even the women that you're dating, if women aren't choosing you, right? If women aren't choosing you at all, they don't even look your way. You have to just know that it's likely because from their own self-interest, they don't see value in you. And I know that's very harsh, and I know that I might be hurting some feelings, but it's the truth. Because women are very ruthless when it comes to this. Women go for what's their own self-interest, right? If they if they have to pick between a guy who, like an average Joe Schmo who has a regular job and maybe he has an average build, he looks average and whatever it is, right? Average Joe Schmo versus Chad or Tyrone who makes bank, who makes money, who's physically in shape, who has a presence, who makes her feel a certain way. Of course, she's gonna go for Chad or Tyrone. She's not gonna go for this average Joe Schmo. It's not gonna happen, right? So because within her best interest to go for Chad or Tyrone, right? That's why do you think celebrities? Why do you think women throw themselves at celebrities? Because it's within their own self interest. If they end up committing with one of these celebrities, they know that their life will change drastically. So of course, so you have to understand that, and the best thing I could say for here is you have to make yourself the prize. And the unfortunate that's the good news. The unfortunate thing, the bad news is it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, right? You're occasionally, yes, if you're Justin Bieber, if you're a celebrity at 21 and you hit it off, or you're one of those influencers that made a million followers or is making millions and has a ton of status, then I'm sure you can bypass that rule. But for the vast majority of men, you're probably going to have to build it up for years. You're probably going to have to start from scratch. You're probably going to have to face trials, tribulations, and failures. And you're going to have to repivot, and you're going to have to figure out how to do things. That's just the process of life. That's how it works. And you just have to understand that people do things within their own self-interest, right? I've been reading this book, Influence by Robert Cialdini, and he talks about in the liking principle, he talks about the halo effect, right? And people like being around winners. Basically, that's what he says. He uses sports as an example, that when a sports team wins, everyone will say, "We won." When a sports team loses, "Oh, they lost." Because that's just how human nature is. And this goes beyond sports. This goes if you're successful, you're doing well, people desire you, women desire you, men want to be you. You will have that halo effect. Life will be a lot easier, right? Because it's within their own self-interest to be associated with you. But if you're also broke, you have nothing going on, or you failed a few times, whatever it is, it's going to be the opposite. No, you're going to be invisible to everyone. No one's going to respect you. And you just have to, it's not personal, it's just the truth that you have to understand when you're on the come up. And the third point, the third and final point, is so friends, family, and everyone that you know, right? People want you to do well, but not better than them. So people want you to do well, but not better than them. I'm going to pause so you can let that sink in, because this was probably one of the biggest slaps in the face that I experienced in my life, right? I'm not even where I want to be yet. I'm still working my way towards it. But there was one year, I had a mentor. My mentor made me, like, business mentor. He made me stop. He was like, "Stop your business." Like the first business I was starting, he's like, "Stop that business." He's like, "You need to get a sales job, right? You need experience." So I followed his advice. I got a sales job. I was working. I fucking hated it too. I hated that job so much, but it got me. It actually was one of the best things that happened to me. Right? I was working two sales jobs, right, in like 9 months. I and they were face to face sales jobs. I never had sales experience before that. And I was also training Muay Thai. I was training Muay Thai like 4 times a week with sparring at least once a week for several months at a time, right? And I remember I even like started solo traveling, and I realized how happy I was. I was enjoying it. And it felt like I felt free. I felt independent. I felt free. And I would go back to my old friends, and I was getting like shit for it. I was like getting punished for it. I noticed that I was like starting to trying to post content. I wanted to like film content because I wanted to film like a travel vlog on one of the trips, and my friends were like making fun of me. They were giving me shit, but it was like, guys shit on each other for fun, as like like we play around with each other. But you can tell the difference of banter versus if someone's like outright just shitting on you and they're disguising it as a joke. There's a huge difference. It's like subtle, but there's a difference. Like, you'll notice a difference, right? And like even when there's banter, the guy's shitting on you, but it's like a playful banter, you're laughing. You're even laughing. You find it funny too. But when they're outright just like shitting on you, but they're disguising it as banter, you can tell. And I remember I didn't understand. I was like, I'm trying to better myself. I'm like, I'm actually like making progress in like my own life, and I'm getting punished for it from my old friends. And I didn't like at first it didn't register with me. I didn't understand why. I was just like, I don't understand. I want to better myself. Like, I genuinely like want to be the best version of myself, right? I'm working towards that, right? At least that's the way I thought of it. And I guess my friends didn't like the fact that I'm making that progress or that I changed. And that's what it made me realize, that people want you to do well, but not better than them. And that's 100% true. That's just part of human nature, right? Once people see that you're doing better for yourself, right? You're making improvements. You changed. Maybe you don't drink anymore, right? You don't drink anymore. You go to the gym more days of the week. You you have a business, or you have a business plan. You have a business idea, and you're taking it seriously. So you want to start taking actions towards that business, right? Maybe you start reading books. You start getting the courage to approach attractive women that you see on the street. Your friends are going to see this, and you're going to think that they're supporting you, but most of them won't. Most of them won't believe in you. Most of them want you to stay where you are. They actually liked you when you were a nobody. Most of them are going to feel threatened by your growth. That's another thing, right? They're going to feel threatened by your growth. Some of them might even compete or try to dominate you, right? Try to like belittle you. And you have to notice these things, right? You have to understand it. You have to notice these things, because these are signs of envy. I've talked about this several times in this channel, but these are signs of envy, right? And that's the thing. When you learn like the realities of human nature, you learn the realities of what people really are. When you start doing better, you get wins in your life. This is gonna like this third point is gonna just make sense with you, right? That people just they want you to do well, but not better than them. And I would say the best way to handle it is to just accept it. You have to accept it. You have to be okay with it. Like, obviously, it's gonna hurt if it's friends or family. If it's a stranger who envies you and they're shitting on you and they don't like you, that's fine. It's easy to deal with, right? It's like, screw them, right? It happens all the time. But once it's someone that you knew for years, like, and maybe even they were your best friend at some point, or they were a close family member that you told them everything when you were growing up, that's when it hurts. That's when it's like, okay, that almost like changes you completely, because it makes you realize that nothing is that no one is safe. Like, people are susceptible to envy, right? And the best thing you can do is just to learn from it and notice it in the future, right? Or vet people for how they react to your wins. Like, notice those subtle differences, because that's super important, right? We deal with people, we have relationships, and it's not just that one relationship. There's going to be so many other people you're going to meet in the future, and it's good to notice these signs of envy, these notice signs of people not wanting you to do well, because at least now that you're experienced, you're older, you understand what's going on, you spot it right away. You don't you don't mention that you knew this person for years, that you guys have history, that you guys know each other from kindergarten or some bullshit like that, or they're a family member. You delete their number and you move on. You just create distance. You don't fight, you don't argue, you don't start any drama, you don't gossip. Do not gossip. Please don't gossip. It will always come back to bite you, so just don't gossip. But that type of stuff will just it's just it's not you're going to learn that it's just you just have to let them go. You have to just cut them off. Don't respond to their text messages. If it's family, then leave it for once every few years that you see them, maybe a wedding or a funeral. But I would really like leave. If it's friends, cut them off. I would really leave. Like, I would really create distance from people like that, right? Because another law in the 48 laws of power is, um, avoid the unhappy and unlucky. And people like that are usually, they have some sort of unhappiness in their own life, and they're trying to project it onto you. So yeah, people want you to do well, but not better than them. So yeah, those are the 3 points that I wanted to talk about: the harsh realities of when you're a man on the come up. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys ever experienced, if this resonates with you, if maybe you've experienced something like this. Feel free to let us know. And if you disagree with me, feel free to even let me know too. I'm open to hearing other people's opinions as well. But yeah, I'm gonna keep creating more content. Make sure you guys subscribe and take care.